So this is the first project you guys are working on together, right?
Star Wars? Maybe Star Wars, yeah. The Acolyte was the first project, I think.
I think that's the first one I did with Bittany, yeah.
Yeah.
We have Cassandra.
Hello, party people.
Hello.
You're faceless, Cassandra.
I am because I look like trash. I didn't know I was getting on, so this is what I look like at the moment.
You look wonderful.
I was not prepared. Not prepared at all.
Hey, your unpreparedness is like my preparedness times 10.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I was like, I figured I didn't need to be on this one because it's for the first episode. I was like, well, I wasn't in that, so I'll be good to not be on it. Yeah, so was not prepared.
We don't want that one.
Well, hi, anyway. It's good to see you.
Background effect.
Hello.
Very impressive.
All right, now I don't know how long it's going to take for Christopher Ferris to get in, but we're going to start this kind of right away. And all right, this is driving me crazy. Hold on, guys. Let me see. Do you hear an echo with me?
No.
So it's just me. Okay, cool. Great. All right, so, okay, let's start. Who are we going to start with? I think I'm going to pick on Cassandra first. So, Cassandra, tell me what you think. I want to run down the actors and actresses for you, and you tell me what you think, just your first impression of them was. What did you personally think of Chris Dubey when you first met him on?
You ass.
Terrible. First word, unprofessional. Didn't know what he was doing. Like he's never been in film. No, he was great. I've worked with Chris before a couple of times. I've worked with Chris before a lot. He's always been fantastic. You give him any role, he just molds into it, which is really great. And I was not there for the first film that they did.
Chris, did you pay for that? Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah, he paid me to say all of it.
Okay, so just
great.
so you guys know, we're going to focus on the first film tonight, and even though it's the first film, Cassandra, you're a major part of it. So,
yeah.
And so a little known fact about Cassandra's character was she was actually written for the first film. Alana was supposed to be in the first film, but excuse me, this was like right when COVID was winding down and whatnot. We actually had the actress set to play Alana caught COVID and couldn't come by, and Chris Dubey over there.
I mean, you do realize that Chris Dubey doesn't let his hair down for just anybody, right?
That's true. That's very true. You got lucky.
All right. Okay. What did you think of Bittany Marie when you first met her, Cassandra? What was your impression of her acting skills and maybe worries about her? If there were any.
Again, unprofessional. She's the least prepared of everyone. She never looks into anything beforehand. She definitely didn't make all the props and research all of them in depth beforehand. No. Again, Bittany was fantastic. She really put a lot of research and effort into everything. She put into the detailing, she just was really paying attention, and she's always prepared, the most prepared person on set, which is why it's so funny to say she's not, because everyone knows. She's like, hey guys, all right, so I'm thinking 8 a.m. We go in. I made this book by hand. I burnt the pages. She's like, I did everything, so don't even worry about it. You just got to show up. No, but she was great. She was fantastic. Bittany, what was the first thing that we worked on? Because I don't think it was it Star Wars?
I think it was. I think we might have done something like before we actually filmed Star Wars, but I can't for the life of me remember.
I know, I can't remember either.
We hung out a
Um,
lot even before Star Wars because of all the saber training. So we got to know each other pretty well even before we started filming.
Right. And Bittany also, she trained me for a long time, for like months before filming. She trained me with the saber. And we got to run through lines, kind of see. So I knew she was great before we even filmed, just because I had met her. She helped me. We got to see each other work. And then on set, it was fantastic. And we get along
Okay,
very
little
well.
disclaimer here. I was very nervous coming into this interview because I was informed by Chris that Bittany Marie was an avid sword handler and could really slice me up if I just didn't ask the right questions. So, Chris, what was that maneuver you said she got down? It was some kind of spin maneuver that she did behind her back.
Okay. So that would be tying into my first impression, right, of the whole thing. So I got up early on a weekend morning and looked at my messenger. It was a message from somebody like, "Hey, you want to be a Jedi Knight today?" I was like, "Yeah, yes, I do." They said, "Well, you're going to be in this Star Wars thing. You need to get down to wake up as soon as you can." So I'm like, "All right." So I headed down and I met the people that I'm working with, and like, okay, so this is Bittany, and she's going to be playing the lead. I'm like, so I'm looking at the script, and I'm like, there's like a big lightsaber fight. And Bittany is petite, and she's pretty. And so my first impression was, there is no way that this freaking cupcake is going to bust out anything even close to resembling an actual on-screen stunt swordplay. And like less than 20 minutes later, Bittany shows me that she can do the Iron Butterfly, which is a Conan. It's a sword fighting thing. You spin the sword and you spin it again behind your back and you transfer it to the other hand. I'm like, Bittany is a better sword fighter than I am.
Oh,
so
no.
First impressions do not mean much because I couldn't do what she did, given what I've done so far. So my first impression of Bittany was way, way off. Like she gets in and she goes hard in the paint when it comes to that stuff. It was very, very impressive.
You work hard.
Well, I was impressed by the just total lack of, how do you say it? Total lack of inhibition when in the film she cut off the Acolyte's head. As a matter of fact, we made a little film for you guys for today, so I'm going to show it to you if I can get it. Hold on 1 second. I'm kind of comparing you all to the Star Wars franchise. So let's see what I got here. 1 second. 1 second.
You're going to superimpose me over Jar Jar, aren't you?
I know, right?
So yeah,
That's Chris's dream role.
Absolutely. I'm very accepting and loving of the whole community and the entire universe at large, but I am absolutely for the extermination of all Gungans. I can't stand those things.
No more Gungans.
No more Gungans. All of them. Every single one.
All of them. Gone. I think we could work. I think Nihilus can handle that.
That's order one. Like on the agenda. Exterminate the Gungans.
Exterminate the Gungans.
As evil as Nihilus is, though, and when this takes place, he very well may be responsible for their creation. That would be, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So you guys don't find out about Dark Nihilus until the second film. But did you know that Chris was the character?
The what?
The character of Dark Nihilus in the second film.
I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No, nobody told me.
Man,
they were just like, you put this wash bucket on your head and you point your finger at her and you say mean stuff. There wasn't even a script, Gary. They just said make stuff up as you go along and keep it clean. And that was the hardest part. They were like, put this bucket on your head and say mean words to her. I was like, all right. And it was because of how well she responded, like as an actress, that it even sounds remotely, because the whole thing, crazy like that.
Well, I was impressed
I'm
by
glad you
how badass he was and how evil he was. And I just was totally intimidated by it. But I'm going to run some questions by you guys. All right. So I got some. Now, this isn't a serious interview. This is just kind of get you guys, I don't know, loosened up a little bit. But did you think that David Chavez needed George Lucas to run for his money?
Well, I don't think. I love Chavez, but it wasn't a one-man show, to be honest. I think, at least for the first one, I think Ryan wrote the first one, and then I wrote the second one, and then Chavez and Ryan took it over and like did their magic to it. So that being said, I think all three of us might be able to give George Lucas for a run for his money. But I think nobody's comparable to Lucas. I mean, he started this is a phenomenon. It's a incredible phenomenon that really a lot of people back in the 70s didn't think was going to work. You know, they're like, this, oh, you mean like Star Trek? Like, what is this?
I honestly don't think there's anything that can compare to the cultural influence of Star Wars in the whole history of the United States.
Not at all.
I mean, not including wars and stuff, but I'm talking about as far as media goes. I mean, what was life like before Star Wars? I don't even remember. Like, I mean, you guys weren't around, but
no, I
was.
relatively new.
Oh,
Relatively new to Star Wars.
I was about to say, no, I was too. I don't let my face deceive you. All right, I have very good lotions.
I thought you were like 25.
No, I'm 53.
Well, you're doing good.
Yeah.
All right, so all right, so I think you guys probably think the answer to this one is who it is, but who is a better lightsaber handler, Bittany or Cassandra?
Bittany. Don't. That's not even a question, Bittany. Oh my God, that's not even a question. There are things that Bittany is doing now that I can barely comprehend. Like, I watch her do it and I'm like, ooh, that was awesome. Can you slow it down by a lot and then spend like 30 seconds on that, please? Yeah, Bittany, absolutely. And she's still practicing to this day. Way more than me. I will say one of the reasons is that I have yet to buy a saber. If I had the saber, I still would not be practicing as much as Bittany is. I don't think. She's very, Bittany.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, my next question is, who do you think needs more therapy, Gladys Khan or Darth Nihilus?
Nihilus, I feel like.
Well, no, because I feel like, I don't know. I think if Radek knew what I was up to right now, he'd be rolling over in his grave. Nihilus is very, the whole lore behind Darth Nihilus, just it makes sense. You know, it's why he is the way he is, even though he is like a murderous.
Would any of you girls ever date Darth Nihilus?
Date?
You know what? Maybe, yeah.
I think
I would.
Just as
I've dated worse, honestly.
Messed up as Darth Nihilus.
Yeah.
Do you think he would go Dutch or do you think he'd pay for you guys?
I think he would pay, but I think it would be a power move. I think it wouldn't be like because he's being a gentleman. I think it'd be like, oh well, I paid for it. Now you owe me ABC. You know, like I think that's what.
Now you owe me your soul.
Yeah,
now he's like
have a little more investing in the character here. Who do you think needs more therapy?
Well, that's a good question, Gary. I'm going to have to take a pass on that one. I don't know who would benefit from therapy in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Very far.
But insofar as dateability, That's a tough one, right? Because you never know what Nihilus has going on, but you know he's not going to be gentle. And Radek already dresses like a space gigolo. So he does have that going for him. He's got that suave thing going on. That was
A little bit of the chest hairs out.
Yeah, it's like a
yeah.
disco outfit. Kind of
I don't
just
see
like
any
General
disagreement
Zod.
with that, so. All right. Okay, let's get to the next one. The next one is, do you think Radek gave more Padawan attention to Alana or Nova?
Clearly, Alana.
Well, no, and I
That's-
think it might be the opposite. I think it might be that Nova might need it more. I think that Nova needed the attention a lot more. And really, this was set after one of the great wars of Jedi. I think it's 1,000 Years War, the Jedi extermination. Regardless, it's set after that. So there aren't very many Jedi around, so it would make sense that you would have 2 Padawans at this time. But I would 100% think that he probably put more effort into the problem child. That's why I think that's why
I feel
like lore-wise, that's why I'm not a master. I think I was just too emotional. I couldn't let the emotions go, and that's why Alana soared so far above to where even I was. I was a Padawan in the Acolyte, and
Chris, who gave you more trouble? Young Alana or young
the
Nova?
younger versions or the older versions?
Well, let's do both.
Well, the younger versions, those 2 little girls were definitely exciting to work with. They were a handful because, you know, they were 5 years old, right? And they're out there in the middle of this hot day trying to do their stuff. So they were definitely fun. I still don't think they quite grasped what they were doing, but they had a good time doing it. Insofar as the older versions, I don't think I have much interaction with future Alana yet, but I have a feeling we may in the future. So the rest of the story is yet to be written.
Yes, it's true. It's true. All right, let's see here. Now, I was hoping that Chris Ferris would be here for this question, but do you think Chris Ferris wanted the book in the Acolyte to really help you, Nova, or to get more power for himself?
That's a great question. That's tough to say because I really, we wrote it to where, well, maybe, that's tough. I think it's got to be like one of those Tarantino things where you got to write the story for yourself and, like create the own story in your head. In my head, I think that he was just a genuinely decent kid, but then also so is Chris Ferris. He's a genuinely decent dude. But that's an interesting question because I guess it could go either way. Maybe he was being a little, influenced by that dark power.
He seemed a little perturbed. And you wouldn't give him the book.
But I would think that, yeah. I saw Ozzy as like Chris. Like he's just a decent dude,
Now, why are these guys so good and these girls are so prone to getting taken over by the dark side? Like, what gives?
What was that last part? I'm so sorry.
I said,
Heads up,
why
guys.
are these guys so good and the girls are so prone to falling to the dark side? I don't get it.
I think it's because girls might be a little more emotional, to be honest. We're a little bit harder to like cut off our emotions. I would assume so. I mean, it's nothing like sexist or whatnot, but it's just a fact of life. I'm an emotional person, so there was no way I wasn't going to the dark side.
Alana, do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think, women are just taught to be more in touch with their emotions anyways and always like caring and sweet. And so I think it's more, I don't think it's even about hormones. I think it's more about like how women are raised in general is to be more emotional, to be more. So I think it is true that women are more emotional for sure. At least I am. I know Bittany is, not because she said so.
Now, what if you had gotten the book, Alana? If you had gotten the book,
if everyone is,
how would you react if you had gotten that book? Would you have fallen to the dark side? Alana?
Nope. And then there were two.
Hello?
Where did Dookie go?
We have interference.
Huh.
All right, she can't hear us apparently. So tell us how bad she is.
I know. No.
No, I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't.
It's
Oh
funny.
my goodness.
She's
Chris
frozen on
disappeared somehow. I don't know what happened. But let's see.
Sure. We lost
I had
Dookie
some
too.
footage for you guys, but it seems to eluding me. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's give you another question here. Let's see. What endorsement do you think your character would like to have on the earth in this time?
And I heard endorsement and then something else. I'm so sorry. You're cutting out a little bit.
Product endorsement. What kind of product endorsement would Nova love to have on the earth at this present time?
Shucks. Oh my goodness. That's a great question. Well, I guess I know that would be giving stuff away for the third one. Shoot,
I'm thinking
I
Nike.
would definitely say leather pants.
Okay. There you
I don't
go.
know. Endorsed by leather pants. I don't know. The pants I found for that were just incredible. I love those pants. Maybe possibly black eyeliner.
Black eyeliner.
Black eyeliner.
No,
Maybe
wait a minute. No. Chris, what do you feel about that one, man? The black eyeliner. Do you think Darth Nyla could be sporting that in this day and age, or? What product? I don't know if you heard the question. What product endorsement do you think your character would be sporting if he was on this planet Earth at this time? What would be his best product that he'd want to be seen on a commercial with?
That's a great question. If you were talking about like merchandising, that holster that Bittany has to carry the book in, that thing is badass. Like she's got this like leather, it's a holster, and she carries the book around in that thing. That thing looked like it was made for that specific purpose. Like that is some like trend-setting stuff going on right there.
Oh yeah, I got lucky finding that bag. I actually had one really similar about 10 years ago. It was like just some random thing on the clearance shelf at Ross. My mom thought it was so weird, like that how does this work? It's like a fanny pack that like straps to your leg. What is this? And so I'm like, I think it's cool. And I'm going to, San Diego. I need something that's cooler than a fanny pack.
No. I don't think you know about this in our culture, but when me and Chris grew up, if you ever had carried a bag to school, you were subject to quite a bit of punishment and torture by the other peers. They would call it a purse. And I remember I thought I really scored with the fanny pack, thinking, "Oh my God, I finally can have something to organize my stuff." And then somebody, I can't say the name of it. It rhymes with bag, but they called me.
Don't.
I won't say it.
Caution. Turn back, Gary.
I know. I forgot about the wokeness.
Right. Don't.
But you can imagine.
But yeah, to redirect. That's one of the things about what we do. Being film people, is we'll be out and we'll find the most eclectic, off the wall things at stores and be like, have to have it because it's going in a movie someday.
That's so funny you say that. I feel like my house is a hoarding house for that exact reason. I'll go to thrift store, see that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to be perfect. That's the mode I'm doing right now.
It's only $30.
Yes.
You lose control. You just lose control. Is it that? It's just walking. You can't walk into a store anymore. You just got to have it.
Gotta have it. And it's
sometimes you
Every time I'm in pre-production for a film, that's exactly my attitude. I see something, I'm like, we might need that. So that's why Cass also makes
And
fun
you
of me
never
for being
know
overly
how
prepared, because I just have freaking everything in my car when we're on a shoot.
it's
So
preparation is huge, and the fact that you do that is definitely appreciated. It always makes everything better. It certainly does. The people that you work with notice it and are like, wow, these when someone has their act together like that, it's a good thing. Also, tangibly, like getting an object or a prop and holding on to it, sometimes it helps you to tell the story.
100%, yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Like,
Some sort of hat or some sort of like strange thing that you wear, all of a sudden you become aware that you're wearing it, and you start thinking differently. And I find a lot of characters that I do that way, by just figuring out things that aren't even on screen. Like, what is it about this person? What do they have that's going on? You know, they don't have to know that you have a switchblade in your pocket, but you as the actor know that you have a switchblade in your pocket. So you walk with more confidence or more whatever, because you're carrying around a knife like some kind of loony.
it's so funny that you say that too, because I feel like I didn't really understand the grand scope of what they were trying to do with Darth Nihilus. Like, I knew his lore and everything. I was really like still a little uncertain if this character was going to land. And then when AJ sent me the masks to paint, that's when I was like, oh, this could be creepy. So when I was painting the mask, I decided to go with like the darkness around the eyes, just to make it like a little more creepy and crazy. And I weathered it real nice, made sure that it wasn't perfect. There were some like cracks in the print that I actually tried to highlight and make look cooler and more antique. So when I was done with the mask, I was like, okay, I feel a lot more confident that this character is actually gonna land. This looks too cool. Can't wait to see Dubey wear it. Like, this is gonna be awesome. So it's
I
fun.
think you guys were fantastic in this movie. The special effects were off the cuff. I mean, off the charts. And I also think the music was incredible. I thought it was canned music when I first heard it, because it was too good to be original. And to know that level of perfection in music. And I said to Chris earlier, you gotta keep hold of this guy, because he's gonna put you over any film that you do. So I really appreciated that. That was my favorite part. I'm a musician myself, along with Christopher Ferris. And first thing that struck me was like, where are they getting this music from? So, and also the special effects. I mean, what was it? What's the name? Ada?
Dave and Ada?
David Ada?
Ada.
Okay. Amazing. David Ada and Jeffrey Calabellas.
I think that's right. Yeah, that sounds right.
I want to give him props for that. Amazing.
Incredible. Yeah.
And I hope you guys all continue in the next film series. Please remember Monday night, because that's going to be a bigger one with David Chavez, and we should have better, more quality for that one. And I don't know what happened to Atlanta, but she disappeared. But
it happens. I'm looking forward to seeing The Office.
And Christopher Ferris, we're going to try to get him on a singular interview. So.
Yeah, no, we're all gonna pile into The Office. I just moved in, so I'm excited to show it off.
Looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you for taking this with short notice.
Brittany. The Indiegogo.
That's
Push the
right.
Indiegogo.
Tell us about it.
Awesome. So we're, of course, the goal with everything is we try to get bigger and better every single time that we do this. The first one, obviously, it's great in itself. The second one, it's a huge step up. Not only did we get somebody to score it, our visual effects artist came back and blew it even more out of the water than the first one. But in order for us to get bigger and better, it does cost money. And as much as I love working this, 9 to 5, it doesn't quite finance a film.
You caught the bug, right?
Exactly. So this time around, we're asking for help. Obviously, nothing goes without its perks. So we are doing an Indiegogo campaign where there are different levels of sponsorship. If you only have $5, dude, we'll happily take $5. We're gonna give you these awesome perks.
Okay, now where can people find this Indiegogo campaign, and what would the name be under?
It would be Indiegogo Star Wars fan film The Apocalypse.
The Apocalypse.
And if the apocalypse doesn't tell you the kind of scale that we're trying to go this next
Amazing.
time, I don't know what.
Amazing.
We had to keep. So it's the Acolyte, the Apprentice, and now the Apocalypse. And so yeah, we're mostly fundraising to travel. We really want to travel. We want to maybe look a little bit out of the scope of Colorado. In my opinion, I don't think we've gone through all the different, scenery that you can find here. There's so much here, and it's been so good to us.
Exactly.
It is bountiful. But we want to. There's a place in Utah called the Bonneville Salt Flats. I'm sure everybody knows about it. We really, really want to film there, but it's gonna take some money. And then more lightsabers. More lightsabers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna go. We've made such a little bit go a long way. So this last one, we want to make a little bit more go even further. So, yeah.
Well, we're going to push it on this end. We're going to get it on Austin television and put out the information. And I think Monday night it's going to be live on Austin TV. And so you guys really bring it, and I'll get prepared and have some fun little snippet films that I've made with you guys in it. Chris has already seen it, and what do you think, Chris? Is it worth showing?
I believe yes. I believe it will capture the spirit and keep us.
We're going to compare you to the Force uses of the past in the original Star Wars.
Don't give it away, Gary. Don't give it away.
See what we can do.
Save it for life.
All right, we're going to wrap this, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for such short notice. Brittany, you guys are professional to the hilt, and I love working with you guys. And Chris knows I do music, and I write pretty good songs. So, Chris, if you ever find a need for that and you want to pass on some of the music to Mr. Chavez, definitely appreciate it.
I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of explaining as to who you are. So,
awesome.
Yeah, we'll work that part in too.
All right, well, you guys give a big hug to the rest of the cast for me. Hopefully see you guys Monday night. It'll be 9 o'clock your time. And we're going to be showing the film. We're going to be showing The Apprentice. So even though we talked about this today, I wanted to make sure I covered both of the films. So thank you.
Very cool.
Thanks for having us on.
See you next time.
See you on Monday.
Let's do it. Take care.